little more than 30
Live
seconds.
don't mean shit anyways, so.
Building some hype for this fucking pack war. The amount of people are like, you guys can't do that. I go, shut up. Just why don't you shut up? Fucking try to stop me. Like, you can't take money. I'm like, I'm not going to. Someone's like, I've seen people get kicked off for buying cards on the floor. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing any of that. None of that's happening. I'm not accepting any funds from anybody.
This is just a game.
All I'm doing is, it's no different than me going to the free player and asking 100 people to play Commander with me.
Right, or, yeah.
Like, I'm not.
Or Cube.
Yeah, exactly. Like, whatever. Like, it's a free play area. I won't kick anybody out of their spot. I need exactly 2.
How many collector boxes are you getting? Or
Already-
did you have to buy?
No. I got them all lined up. We're good to go.
Like, how many? Tell me the details. I want to know.
Yeah, we'll
Like,
get in
as,
there.
Like,
there's a
Oh,
whole
like-
segment today that's dedicated to the details.
to the financing of it.
If you want to know, that's gonna be a separate video. But yes, behind the
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
It's like, how, did you, like, who did you talk to? What happened?
Sure. I mean, we can talk with our affiliate. It was Pink Bunny Games, and I asked him if he could get collector boxes, and he basically hooked me up with all the necessary parties for me to get quote unquote clearance to do what I want, because the company that runs it, it's not very good. Meaning that they're just, I think they're unorganized, and they simply cannot do like what they're like. I don't know what's the like all the interlockings of running a convention, but like a media pass should be just like, oh, you pay me money and here's an exchange of a media pass because it's an expensive thing or a more expensive thing. And they're like, you got to sign up for that in August. I'm like,
That's the one I tried signing up for.
yeah, and you're just like, okay, well, you're being ridiculous, so whatever. Like, like I will give you money, and you should just be like, okay, here's a sticker that says this, and you're like, and you were just like, no. I was like, whatever. Like I don't.
They want you to do it in August so they can vet you or whatever. Is that what it is?
I don't really get
Kind of, because like when you apply for it, they ask like, what medias do you stream on? How often do you stream? What's your follower content?
Basically, I'm not an ambassador, so we were never going to get that. So
Yet.
That's why back in October I had to ask Tony
I'm
for all
almost
that
positive.
information.
Like if they were to offer the ambassador, if you guys, you guys would have to talk me into it because it sounds like fucking shit. Like
I mean, if like when that happens, like all three of us are gonna be like, yeah, we want it, but
I mean, I'm fine with it. We can take it. We're just gonna be this exact same, and then we're gonna lose it, which is fine. like, like, oh well, we'll take it, thanks, and then we'll just continue being like, you can't say that. Like, well, I did, so fuck you.
we'll
Like,
just keep
Shit.
help us grow channel subscribers. Everyone listening,
Yes,
we
sir,
have
yes,
both
sir, yes,
big
sir.
goals.
Oh,
We
yeah.
want to represent you, the players, because I'm sure most
You,
of
the
you, the
player.
players, are like, right?
I don't
We
know.
are the Paper Player Podcast.
We talk about
We
real
represent
things.
the whole idea of this podcast was that there's a bunch of content out there that's like Arena and MTGO, and there's not enough about like paper play Magic and what
Yeah.
real Magic players are, and like that's what our audience like
Yeah.
we should represent. Like, and I'm sure most of us are like fed up with like what Wizards and like we're just gonna do whatever we want to do,
Yeah, it's like
follow the rules, but
if I had to rank all Magic podcasts, it's like us, number one. Magic, maybe MTG Goldfish at like a far, really like we lapped them kind of thing. Second, and then like Limited Resources if you're into like that sweaty try hard shit. And then
I should give Limited Resources a shot. I like MTG Goldfish because just because I like the people. Like they're like not tryhards. They're like uber casuals that have like a, the magic itch or whatever to win. But
yeah, so
they're not like good. None of them are good, but they're funny.
yeah, I mean, I would say like Limited Resources if that's a podcast you like. If you are like a diehard Limited person or trying to get like truly better at Limited, it is a great resource to learn about limited formats, and they do like they really go deep. But if you're not into limited, there's not a lot of sustenance there for you. They may dedicate 2 to 3 minutes to drama, but other than that, it's just talking about like every single inch of the limited format, so you can be good at limited. And back before Arena existed, it was a much needed resource. Now that Arena exists, people have people get to draft 70 times, like,
right.
Versus the one guy or the 5 guys are like, hey, I don't have a lot of time in my week, and I get to do 2 FNMs a month, and both my FNMs are limited. I need to get better at this, so I need to have some like tricks and tips. So not that they're not like influential, it's just I don't know. Like they're.
Here's my problem with Magic the Gathering is that I'm not that sweaty anymore. Like
most people aren't.
We're going to Chicago Con, Magic Con, Chicago.
Yes.
And I have no idea what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to trade.
Yeah.
Jeff told me the spot on a deal on a collector booster box. I think I'm going to go scoop one of those up tomorrow and try and flip it at the or like open it and try to,
Oh, the Dominator remastered one or Ravnica remastered one.
Yeah, and then try and trade for stuff at Chicago.
Yeah.
Even though, hang on, I'm gonna go on record now because I also got banned from the MTG Facebook or whatever.
Which ones?
MTG, the big one, the MTG Magic Facebook one. That's one that's got like 200,000 people. Because I like wrote RTFC on a post.
Yeah.
Someone was like, how can you play Slime Against Humanity in Commander? And I was like, RTFC, and then I got banned for that. Even though I've said way worse things in that Facebook group.
Yeah.
But I've also gone on record in that Facebook group saying no one trades anymore, and I got like immediately what the equivalent of being downvoted or whatever, got flamed in the comments for saying that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try to do it at ChicagoCon, and I'm on record now, and JB will be with us too, right? And he'll probably be doing the same shit. He'll comment, there's not gonna be anyone trading. It doesn't exist anymore.
Dude, I told you I went to Gen Con and there was not a lot. And again, I have such specifics that I'm looking for, which is bad. I need to get over that. Cause
if you're value trading is so low because you have no one to flip the cards to. Back in the day, you were just like, I'll value, and then I'm gonna hit a jackpot binder and be like, all right, let's value trade. And then now it's like I'm gonna accumulate all these cards I don't want for the cards that I like in my binder, and then I'm stuck with a bunch of cards that I can't move.
Then I have to sell to a dealer because no one wants them.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Standard's back though.
Yeah.
Is it though?
I'm glad.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Is it though?
100%. It's a lot of people
So
playing.
you just cards that I'll be targeting to trade for are like Atraxa, Roaming Throne.
Roaming Throne is standard.
Not good. I mean, it's good luck in a really bad pirate deck in standard, but that's about it.
Even so, good luck finding them.
Archdruid's Charm.
That one makes sense.
That's the real problem is how many people see. That's fine because it's that could see an uptick in play.
You guys are being real noobs.
Archdruid's Charm is going to be a $40 rare by Christmas. It's going to have what's the Kiki Jiki, the
Mirror Breaker.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I can agree.
I mean, Mirror Breaker was
it's gonna have
25. Yep.
It was like $40 for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
They were buying them at $35 in Minneapolis.
Oh yeah.
At 40 just seems extremely high for that card.
No way.
For Archdruid.
It's like an auto.
Every single green EDH wants that card.
Most do, yes. I agree with that.
No, every single one. Every single one. Because
Okay.
that card's good. That card is good on turn 87.
Okay, that's fair. I don't see it that way. That's fine. If you believe it, I trust you. I trust your instinct.
That card is good no matter.
I'm not saying it's bad by any means.
What deck would you not play it in?
My Planeswalker deck. I don't know. my 4-color proliferate Atraxa deck. I don't know. Probably that one.
I would play that.
Like I don't like CADH doesn't want it, which is actually a pretty big deal now. If CDH doesn't want it, it's probably not that good. Like CDH likes Roaming Throne. I don't know if you know this. Jesus Christ, that card is good.
Dude, no, that card is dope.
I think that new white card is nuts, dude.
The one that's like mini Roaming Throne?
It's better than Roaming Throne because it's all triggered abilities.
I mean mini as in that it has to be like a 2 or less creature.
Yes. That one and the like white Rhystic Study, basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not collecting money. $40 entry.
I'm not.
You get like a pack. You get a collector pack.
No.
And a T-shirt, right?
No, you get we get a playmat.
Oh, playmat.
Yeah, but we'll go into details about it. But let's start the show, and you guys can tell me about your pre-release that I didn't get to attend because life got busy for me. But 3, 2, 1, theme song.
Butts.
Mortal Kombat.
Game or movie? I think both. Because there's a sequel to that really bad remake from like 2 years ago.
I saw that. I saw the like
So bad.
on whatever HBO account it was, but I never watched it.
Yes, sir. You are listening to episode 139 of Paper Player. I'm your host, Tony, and I'm joined with Josh, Jeff, and JB. And this episode's world record at Chicago, but let me just read off our stuff before we get into it.
We're going to have the most beans in Chicago.
Hell yeah, dude. Connect with us on socials. If you want to find where we are on socials, it's real easy. Just go to linktree/paperplayer and like and subscribe on YouTube and all things. Connect to that if you want us to help us grow and get more content for you, the paper players. Then we are attending Magic Chicago Con, and we have a little bit of an announcement here today. You've probably seen it on social medias if you follow us, and you'll see some more things that are dedicated to the World Record event. Did I skip something? And then lastly, the Mana Vault. They have their... Is it 1 week from now? No, so not this weekend, but the following weekend they're going to be running...
Yeah, next weekend.
Yep, they're going to be running their From the Vault anniversary. This is a 1 year anniversary. They have 3 different events. I think the Time Twister event is sold out. I think the Legacy Tournament still has some slots left. And then the Double Masters, I'm not sure if they're still sold out, but check that stuff out. It's fantastic. They have high and competitive prizes going on and, competitive events. So if you're a sweaty player, I think that's the new term for... it used to be tryhards, but nobody calls them tryhards anymore, or net deckers. But now it's sweaty, apparently. That's how we identify people who try hard at Magic that want to win. Shame on you, by the way, because Magic's not about winning anymore. I've apparently learned that from every Rule Zero conversation I've had for the past 2 weeks. But yeah, go there and be sweaty. And yes,
real quick for the Legacy event, I asked them. There's only currently 11 people signed up.
Yeah.
But as the owner said, Legacy players in Milwaukee love to wait till day of to register.
Yeah. Yep. It's also the week before the Magic Con, so if people were going to travel, they're just like, I'm gonna go to Magic Con the following week. So, and the Time Twister event it's a Time Twister, so it's highly sought after. But that being said, did you guys play in the pre-release?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
How'd it go?
No.
Terrible.
All right.
Great.
Moving on.
I played in 3 of them. I went 2-1 in the first one.
Sure.
Second one, I split in the finals. And the third one, I lost to Antonio, quote unquote, in the finals.
Wait a minute.
I purposely kept bad hands, and I lost. I shouldn't have lost. We played afterwards, and I beat him like 6 games in a row.
Rip.
Yep. But the one where I split in the finals on Friday, I opened 2 that 6-drop green-black. When it comes into player attacks, collect evidence 4, make 2/2/1 black and green spiders.
Mm-hmm.
Card's nuts, man. I also opened Tristani on Sunday and couldn't play it.
Dude.
Like, my green-white pool was terrible. But my blue-black, which is what I ended up playing, was phenomenal. I had Lazav, the 2/3 that whenever it attacks, you exile a creature from your graveyard and you make a clue, and then when you sack a clue, he can become a copy of a creature exiled with him.
Gotcha.
And then the 3-drop 1/4, whenever it attacks and deals damage to your opponent, you cloak the top card of their library. And it's a 1/4 with Death Touch. That card was insane.
All right, sick.
And I had that True Name Nemesis artifact you were talking about in the chat with it.
I had like
the 3-drop one where it cloaks the top.
Cryptic Cloak?
It's on. Yep, and it's unblockable. I had that, and I hit
sick.
the 1/4 that when it deals damage, you cloak there. So he was unblockable. So it's just gaining a 2/2 every turn.
Yeah, card's sick, dude.
I had like 2 rare lands and like the best I had like my promo was like the 2/2 that like loots when it comes into play.
Yeah.
2/2 flyer loots, and then there was like the Wojak. I had the Buyback promo, the 2/4 flying vigilance. That was like my best cards, and yeah, I just had a terrible draft or terrible pre-release.
No, that's how it goes sometimes. Man. Getting blown out stinks.
But I didn't get like I was like. I was even saying like normally you go to a pre-release and those pre-release kits are like stacked, and my pre-release kit has 0 mythics in it, and like that like I'm complaining like not that mythics are needed to win the game, but I had like no bombs. I had the Wrath, that was like my best card.
Which is funny because with play boosters you have a better chance of opening more rares and mythics.
I know, right? I had like I think I had like a total of 7 rares, and like I had like one pack that had 2 rares in it or something.
Yeah, that's a blowout. That definitely does suck. Like not being able.
But it is what it is. And like my 6 packs with my coworker Jim are like much better. I have this really dope like red white deck, and
sick.
it's much better.
What did you guys think of the format? Is it slow? How does it feel?
Field wise, it was. I played more aggressive decks as I always do, which they worked out fine. You just play a lot of disguise cards,
sure,
just like you kind of did in like cons when you would play them. But it seems slower, but I've drafted a little bit, and the draft format feels a lot faster.
That's good.
I
mean, that's a big bonus.
I was gonna say I would feel like the draft like really flushes this set out. It is kind of really slow, but I do like the draft. I do like the limited format. It is slow, and like it does nothing feels like unbeatable really.
There's an answer for everything, and so many things in the set randomly just say can't be countered, like removal spells and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
So it just gets around the ward.
I think there's just a lot going on. Like it's hard to build a limited deck, is what I like a sealed deck, is what I thought. Like a lot of people were ending up in like 3-4 colors.
Gotcha. Okay. Sick, man. JB, so you got
drafting will flush it out.
You got 0 games in?
Nada. Nothing. I don't ever do sealed. I suck at it.
There's only one way to get better, you know that, right?
Yeah, by not playing at all, because then I'll never
gotcha.
be bad at it.
All right.
You came to the new Capenna one with us.
Did I?
Yeah, remember you opened the Grixis guy that everyone was like freaking out about in the beginning. The one where like
Xavier.
Yeah, there we go.
You sure?
The one that did different things as like I think you sacked or drew card. I don't remember what his ability. I just remember the last one was like exile half their library.
Yeah.
The pre-release happens before it does on Arena now, so it's like the pre-release is back to like the joy of the pre-release where you can go and it's like everyone it's new to everyone.
Exactly.
Like, people haven't figured it out.
Yeah,
that's always a huge boon, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess we can just move right along. Usually you guys have a whole bunch of shit to say, but I guess not this week, huh?
Nope.
The blue coats are coming, baby.
Magic. Sorry.
The suits.
The blue coats are coming.
All right,
card's so good.
Yeah, so I've been watching Twitter. There's been a lot of buzz about this card, and people are saying it's closer to True Name Nemesis than you think. Yeah, it turns out Ward 2, and I know you've been praising this a lot, Josh. Ward is just an absurd ability.
Oh, yeah. Ward's dumb.
Yeah, so, and I didn't even see that it gave the creature unblockable or can't be blocked.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't use the word unblockable. Maybe it's just, like, incorrect to use, because old cards used to say unblockable, and now they say can't be blocked. I don't know why, but regardless, like 3-mana 3/2 that draws a card is pretty goddamn good. Like and the blowout abilities, the fact that you can return this and just keep making an army of 2/2s, it's and it's an equipment, so you can tutor it with Stoneforge or anything like Stoneforge. So there's a lot of love.
Just remember, it does not have equip. You cannot like unequip the creature. You do have to return it to your hand.
Yeah, so that's the beauty of it, right? So like the equip cost is really like kind of like Batterskullish, where it's like if you want to create another creature, it's 5 mana because you're gonna have to return it to your hand. But just like how Batterskull's initial design was like, do you guys remember the story about that? Batterskull's initial design, what it was? No. Okay, so Batterskull, before it was printed, the activated ability was just 8 mana total. It was 8 mana, make a German, attach it to this. And they were like, you know what we should do instead? Let's just make it so it's the other way, where it's just 3 to return Batterskull, and then you pay the 8 because you can spend 5 to cast it. And that's what they like did like last minute, and that's what ended up making Batterskull absolutely degenerate because Stoneforge tricks and so forth.
Yep.
And that was like, but the initial design was like pay 8 mana, create a German, attach it to this card. And they were like, and
That'd have been way worse.
it would be I mean, you would never see that card. It wouldn't have been a thing, right? You would just never played it. It was just it was all the Stoneforge tricks. And there was a lot of them that, that you could separate with and this is where like I got my legacy legs, if you will, when Stoneforge or Stoneblade was the thing.
Yeah, blue-white.
Yeah, or whatever version of Stoneblade, whatever was going on.
There's a good junk one too.
Yeah. But you could get your you could see the strength of like a legacy player if they were playing Stoneblade, because that was like the default deck that people played because Jaces were just in standard, Stoneforge was just in standard, and to convert that over to legacy was like go pick up some Flooded Strands and a Tundra when Tundras were like $80. So there was an interaction that people failed to do all the time, and new players would always activate the Batterskull. Well, if you have 5 mana, they would activate the Batterskull, and then like let's say if I was like, all right, bolt your Stoneforge Mystic in response to the activation, you no longer could activate your Stoneforge Mystic to put the Batterskull because the trigger's on the stack, so it's not in your hand. So the correct play, if you had 5 mana up, was to, if you were going to
activate Stoneforge first.
Yeah, activate Stoneforge in response to that, activate the Batterskull to bring it back to your hand. So when they went to go bolt it, that trigger will resolve in the order of Batterskull going in your hand, then the Stoneforge skill. And like you could see like newer players just always doing it the incorrect way. So, little fun fact there. But yeah, this card's sick, Cryptic Coats. I'm gonna pick up a set, and 3/2 Ward Unblockable is basically True Name Nemesis, right?
I think I have a set of them already.
All right, Jeff, I know Jeff, you're probably creaming over this one, but
really,
Goblin Guide.
I mean, there's just so
Plays
many.
Goblin Guide.
It's like, all right, this is gonna sound crazy. It's like Bolt. I love Bolt. I love new arts of Bolt, but every time they come out with a new one, it's just less and less intriguing.
Yeah.
Like there's so many. The Season Pyromancer is awesome.
Yeah.
I think that card needed a reprint to begin with because it was like, I still think it was like $25-$30.
Yeah.
It's
But
got like a
like-
roller coaster of a price history, that card.
Yeah, I think Springleaf Drum is extremely random.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming.
I don't even think it still sees play in Modern and Stoneforge.
It does see play in some combo decks.
It's a one of because Saga can go and tutor it when you need mana.
Yeah,
That's the only reason it's there.
and this isn't even the coolest Goblin Guide.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, what we're looking at is the Pioneer season that's coming in April through August for the Pioneer season, if you will, which is displaying the championship one is Season Pyromancer, which I'm a little sad that they didn't go with a textless version like they did with Omnath and other cards like Thalia, where it's like, here's
That's the game day.
Oh, this is the game day one?
No, what you're thinking of is
that's
the
game
game day.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, so Season Pyromancer, for first
These
place.
cards aren't even 66% of these cards aren't even legal in Pioneer.
I was
Yeah,
just
yeah, I
gonna
don't
say none of these are
understand.
legal in Pioneer. Why?
It's random. Maybe it's just set up the next season for Modern, but so you have Season Pyromancer, the winner, top 8 gets Goblin Guide, and then participants get Springleaf Drum, and then obviously Premier stores get foil versions of all these. But
I think you got that wrong.
no,
I think it's Springleaf Drum is entry,
Yes.
Goblin Guide is top 8, first place gets
Yeah, that's what
foil
he said.
Goblin Guide, and Season Pyromancer is for the RC. Because there's only ever 2 cards for the RCQs.
Okay,
It's
then-
the
then, yeah.
entry.
Yeah, it's always one and one.
Yeah,
foil.
because like when I won mine, I got non-foil expressive iteration for top 8ing and foil for getting
Gotcha.
first.
All right, works for me. If
Or at least that's what, unless they're changing
I
it.
trust
Like,
you.
they
I-
could
I-
be changing it, but
I trust you. All right. Yeah, so Pioneer's on its way back. People are kind of hyped for that because, when it's
Are they
standard season,
really?
nobody's really playing it. So it's kind of nice that when people are like when the season's not around, you get a break from it, and then when you can kind of come back to it, you get refreshed. So I like that dynamic, and I think that's going to be a really healthy dynamic for our constructed formats as a whole, rather than just having one singular mainstay or whatever it may be. So shout out to Seasons.
by the way, now's the time to pick up Pioneer stuff because it's going to probably be still cheap, and Pioneer starts, I want to say, in end of March, beginning of April. That's when the season starts. So pick up your Pioneer stuff now.
All right.
And
Here-
fuck Lotus Field.
Yeah, fuck Lotus Field. Get bodied. Here we go. So MagicCon is in 2 weeks. Did you guys pick out your, before I get into the Hold World Record Pack War thing that I'm going for the attempt and have reached out to so many different people, so many different things. I'll get into the nitty gritty of what it's going to be, what it is. Did you guys look at any of the events, have signed up for any of them? A lot of them, like the premier ones, have been sold out already.
Yeah.
I actually am not going to probably
I
do
looked-
any events.
Yep, same.
All right.
I'm
I'm
already
gonna
signed up.
just go. I'm gonna do something I've never done at a MagicCon. I'm literally gonna go and just play Commander.
That's
I'm gonna
tight.
play Commander with all you listeners. Play
Yeah.
Commander with us.
I've been on a Commander kick lately. Like I think I built 3 new Commander decks this week, and I'm working on a 4th.
Sick, man.
So it'll be a lot of fun. I might I'll bring my standard deck and probably play a standard side event or something because those are always fire when they hit 8.
Oh, yeah, those are
But-
good. Yeah. Side events are
Maybe-
where it's at. That's why you don't have to commit to anything.
Maybe hit up JB for some legacy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good move. All right.
Yeah. Friday I'm doing there's a legacy championship or something where you win a playmat that's only one of them exists. So I was like, yeah, whatever, it ain't that expensive and it's something to do on Friday.
They're always doing that shit.
Was it more or less than $100?
Less. It was $40.
Okay, because the standard one was $150 for the
That was for
premier
the-
event.
Oh, yeah. Well, so I was looking at Saturday and I'm either going to do the art legacy tournament or I'm going to do the modern 5-0 gets you into the whatever the thing is on Sunday, like the big event where you get the Dark
The Secret
Ritual.
Lair thing.
Yeah, the secret lair
Yeah.
one. So maybe I'll do that.
I was
It's-
thinking about that, but
One of those two, and then Sunday I'm probably just gonna do some goofy. See, I like sealed when it's dumb BS. I think they had a sealed that was 30 packs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was the Pioneer one where it's
You
one
build,
of
like, a
each
huge-
card or
Yeah.
set in Pioneer.
That was at Minnesota, but I didn't see that specific one here. But it was 30 packs, build a giant, get a huge pool of weird BS because nothing matches because everything doesn't, normally when you open up a draft or a sealed deck or whatever, there's a lot of synergy, but when you're picking from 15 different sets or 20 different sets, you're gonna have an impossible time synergizing. So I'm yeah, that'll be fun. Watching people struggle to create decks with a random pile of trash that they
Oh
have.
man,
isn't,
you know what we
is
should
there
do?
a
Go ahead.
Is there a Gavin event?
Yes.
Yeah, they're all sold out.
They're all sold out. Those are the first ones that.
Yeah, those sold out right away.
People love that stuff.
Damn it!
I was
I
gonna
wanted-
say 2 things. Saturday, if we have time, because I know you're kind of on a certain amount of time, Tony. We should play a game of Commander in person, all of us.
Yes.
I don't
Okay.
remember the last time I've played Paper Magic with you, Tony.
Yeah, I know. Well, maybe, no promises, but I'll definitely try.
Yeah,
to,
no,
I'll-
I'm not
I'll-
saying you
I'll make
have
an
to.
effort.
I'm just saying it's something we should try to attempt.
Yeah, dude, for
Um,
Do
sure.
you
and
have a hotel? Hotel? Are you staying? Or are you going home?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going. I'm coming in the morning of with my crew, and then we're gonna be doing a lot of promotion throughout the day until about 2:30, and then we're gonna hit it off, get set up, in a singular area that's to be determined. It's either gonna be in the free play area, and if that one is too full, I have a dedicated booth space that we can get that going. And then from there, the event I anticipate is going to be an hour. It varies per person. It might be 4 minutes for one person. It might be an hour and a half for the person who's going to make it to the very end, right? So it's going to vary per person, and then the initial setup of all that. So after that, once all that's all said and done, I'll be spending time uploading footage to a device, and then getting it all calculated all into one thing, and then basically from there going out to dinner with my crew, thanking them for their efforts, and then heading home to then edit both all of Sunday and all of Monday. I took off Monday that work to get the video as fast as I can up, and then yeah, that's probably so. I like I said, I'm more happy to play Commander. You guys just bring your shield to deck so I can choose to be like, I'll draw 20 and I'm out of here.
Dude, that's why every deck you just put in that one with death. No one will be mad.
Yeah.
It's the 1 black card, pay 1 black.
I'll just play a windfall and be like, all right, I'm done. Like,
oh my god.
Like, all right, I'm done. See you guys. Here's my bounce. But yeah,
Nice.
I love my Talon deck.
The last thing I was gonna say about events is I might do the Grand Melee because that's always fun.
Dude,
Yep.
I like those too.
Those are cool.
I'm always in for that. So like, and that's the best part is that one doesn't really fill up.
No,
so if
never.
you're just like, whatever, I got nothing to do and I want to do something tonight, I'm gonna go play in that.
Oh yeah. All right. So,
Dude, it's so impossible to convince people to attack in that.
well, it's shields up and then let everybody else do the work, and it's like the classic like dodgeball thing. Like I'm just gonna sit in the corner until the end.
It's not last man standing anymore.
Is
You get
It's
3
per knockout.
Yeah, it's per knockout, so it's actually pays to take out more people now.
Yeah, to get aggressive.
That's pretty good. I like that better because it was all shields up, and then it's
Oh
basically
yeah,
everybody
Pillow
milling.
Forted last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then someone plays their Emrakul or whatever. Like I played the it was the whatever the latest
Is it Colonia?
Ultimate Masters was.
Yeah. The
And
last.
someone was like, "Oh yeah, check out my Emrakul or whatever." It's like,
yeah.
"Oh yeah, that guy's just destroying everybody."
Yeah. The last time I played one of those was at Gen Con, and it was like Colonian Hydra was the card, and it's like the 5 mana comes up with 4 counters when it attacks, double the amount of counters, and it has trample, I think. So it's like
Get bigger and
8,
bigger.
16, 32, 64, and everybody's just like looking at each other like, hey, can we
Got
just
removal or bounce?
hey, this
Nope.
guy's on his way. Can we chill? like, please, he's coming. Here comes the tsunami. We're gonna die. But yeah, so all right. So if you haven't seen on social media, I've been blasting about this world record pack war. Here's some details about it. So the scheduled time that we're looking to get this thing started is 3 p.m., meaning that everything's all set up and we're ready to start cracking packs and going on from there. The total entry fee is $40. I will not be collecting those. Those will be going to a booth, a paid booth that is there to sell items, not me. So I don't collect any money. I just redirect you to the booth that can give you things. What that $40 gets you is this exclusive playmat. I know it's a little blurry here. It's a little bit cleaner, but that's what it looks like.
So awesome.
Yeah, it's a goblin winning a pack war in front of an arena of people, and the dinosaur is the second to last guy that wins or has the second highest CMC and so forth. That's what it looks like. And then you get a collector booster when you are there to compete. We don't hand it to you right away because if you open it and see the cards, it's cheating. But essentially, you get a pack to then enter into this, and then what we'll do is do a pack war. And if you don't know what a pack war is, there's a couple of videos on it, but essentially it's you take your pack, you open it up, and you compare the highest mana value, and the mana value meaning for old fogies, converted mana cost, and a converted mana cost, let's say if it's 15, and you go against someone that has 14, your 15 beats a 14, just like the classic game of war, card game, you would win that person's pack. Now, this is a grand melee of pack wars, so the goal is to get over 100 people. I have a lot of people that are interested in the event, a lot of people that are concerned that they won't be able to attend the event because it clashes with other things that they're doing and so forth. Those rooms are usually filled with degenerates that like to do this. $40 seems like a good price point. And essentially, there's going to be 2 different caveats. One, the person who knocks out the most amount of people will get a collector booster box of Carvelaw Manor or whatever it murders at Carvelaw Manor. I'm just going to call it MKM. It's way easier to call it that. And then obviously the champion who has the literal best pack of however many amounts they're going to be. There's not a definite amount, but I have a limited supplies of playmats, which is I have 107 extra playmats to hand out. If you don't get those playmats, well, you're shit out of luck. It's first come, first serve. So we have allocated over 120 packs of collector boosters to compete with. And the goal is to ask other booths to borrow packs to kind of increase the amount of people that we need. So that's the hype I want to build. What I'll be doing that day is I'll be walking around just with a sign that says world record today. That's it. You'll see me with the paper player logo on it, and it'll say world record today. And come up and ask me about it. I can give you QR codes to show you videos of what a pack word is if you're not in, what it is, where to go, where to direct you, and where to meet me. How this thing will be set up. So a traditional pack word is usually everybody opening their packs simultaneously. Trying to open up 100 packs and monitor them all simultaneously is impossible, and the amount of space that's required for that is going to be very difficult. So the way that we're going to do this is going to be set up in the kind of like a single file line where person A opens up their pack, they lay out their pack, and then person B will be the second person. He'll be known as the challenger, and he will challenge that pack, and if he beats that pack, he then assumes the position of person A, and person A then puts all their contents into a 2-row box, and then that person is now the king of the hill, if you will. And then, player number 3 comes in, who assumes the position of person B. They go against him, and like that will go down the entire line. I will be filming this with iPhone cameras, 6 to be exact. One for a consent one where it's just like a really crappy one where all I need you to do is state your name and say, my name's Tony, and your last name. Well, I'll say, I'm Tony Coletti, and I consent to being in this video. And then once you've consented in the video, we will hand you your contents of what you're going to be playing with, which will all come from a large grab bag, where you will reach into a giant satchel and grab a pack out of there, and that's what you will compete with. And then we get to have the fun of filming you while everybody else is watching you. Try to open up a collector booster. I don't know if you've seen collector boosters. They're incredibly difficult to open, so if you're going to be in this event, you might want to practice opening some boosters and get good at them, because it's kind of, we're going to be judging you on that.
You should just have a pair of scissors with you.
No. I think it's going to be way more fun. I mean, I will have a pair of scissors with me if you just cannot do it to kind of speed up the event. But I like the idea of people like cracking packs. So if you can't do it or you're too nervous to do it, I will be more than happy to cut your pack for you. So we will do this until we get to the final champion. So, it benefits you to be the first, but if you're the first person, you also have to go against everybody else. The reality is there's going to be a pack amongst the 100 packs or however many participants that's going to be the pack, right? Whoever gets the double 11 guy is probably taking down the whole event. It could be more than that. Maybe it's triple. I don't know. You could get 3 of that guy. You can get the ink version, the case version, and the regular version, all in the same pack. If you get the triple 11, you're probably winning.
And a foil one.
Yep. So there's, exactly. So that's how it will be. But again, your position in line is just going to be just to show for scale. So because this is something that I applied for Guinness World of Records, which they have not gotten back to me yet, but it is a 12-week application. And if the attempt is done before the application, I need all the footage to be able to submit that as an application to consider it a world record and document it also. All that's going to be set up that way based on, be courteous to one another when you're in line. That's all I'm going to really ask for people. Those who are towards the back, I'm sorry, but it's just somebody's got to be last. And those of you that have events to attend to,
quick.
It should.
Even if it's 150 people, it should go quick.
Yes, it's realistically what we're going to do is whoever player A is going to lay out their pack in its entirety, and then whoever player B is going to open it, search their pack over a camera to show, like, hey, can you beat this highest CMC? If not, thanks for playing. You're more than welcome to stay around and watch, but your challenge you're done. Beat it. And here's the content and putting it into a thing. Yeah, I think that's going to be a fun event. I like the logistics of it, and so forth. So, do you guys have any questions about it?
Can I trade packs with somebody in line?
we're not handing them out that way. We're waiting until you consent, and then because we're gonna have a dedicated area for you to say, "I'm so and so, and I consent to being in this video."
Yeah.
Being last would be the best actually, because you literally only have to face one person.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but you have to assume that it's literally the best pack possible.
It's random, right? Like there's randomness on top of randomness, right? It's predetermined. There's gonna be a
Whereas if you're in the middle and
Yeah.
you beat someone and you have a really good pack and you beat like 20 people, you'll win that extra prize.
yeah. So there's a little bit of a punishment. I think whoever chooses to be last, I will just give you a pack. For like thank you for like the last 5 or last 10 people. I'll be like, here's a collector booster for each of you guys for being last in line. Sorry, like.
Oh, hang on! You shouldn't have said that. You got to cut that because then you're gonna have people waiting in line to be that person. And
Well,
we need to get this
here's the thing. I will choose. I will just be like, you. I'm not playing that game. Like, sorry, or let's roll dice. And like,
Right, we have to we can't have people standing around not doing anything. This has to,
well, the line's got to
this has
move on.
keep moving.
Well, and if anything, it benefits the people that have events to go to. Because I've talked to like I have an event that starts at 4. Because another like a big swath of events start at 4. Like the next like competitive level events. I'm like, then talk to other people and see if like, hey, are you okay with standing in front of the line? And then like letting that person go ahead of you and so forth. So I mean, whatever. We'll figure that out the day of, right? Of how we're going to exactly do this, but the camera setup is going to be one main camera that's going to be looking down, 2 face cams, a individual that's going to be walking up and down the line, another one for a post called like the you've lost cam, so you can go to this front of this camera and say like, boo-hoo, I lost, give me a middle finger, whatever it's going to be. If it's obviously too vulgar or anything like that, I'll just cut it. And then the other one will be the consent form. So there'll be 6 cameras total and all that. And again, I only really need 2 spaces of table, meaning one that has competing playmats that are facing one another. And then I was thinking about putting 1 playmat off to the side for everybody that participates. And I know it's going to be a playmat that's already cluttered with stuff, with more clutter, but everybody who participates in that playmat, I would like to sign in it, and then the person who wins it gets to have the signature of everybody they defeated.
That's cool.
So I like that idea. And yeah, so any questions from you guys?
How fast are we gonna get kicked out?
I plan on getting a lifetime ban, so
Oh, all right.
I'm going down you can kick me out of the convention, and then I'll just walk back in with a hoodie and the disguise with this like the glasses,
Yeah, with the
eyebrows,
mustache and
You're
the nose.
gonna cloak yourself.
Huh? Is that what it's? Yeah, I'm gonna cloak myself exactly. Very theme. I'll just cloak myself in. Maybe I should bring a cosplay. That way I could just like change into a cosplay. Like
Serious person.
yeah. So I'll just like
What was it? Normal business person?
a legitimate business person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
legitimate business person.
Yeah, I'll just start dressing up like that and get one of those like masks that covers like my entire face, and just walk around like that. So, I plan on getting kicked out at some point.
I'm excited for this. I need a vacation, so I'm excited to do this.
Yeah,
It's
me
gonna be
too.
a great time.
Yeah. As far as you guys go, I know you guys probably want a part of it. The downside is if you're part of the Paper Player podcast and one of you guys wins, it just feels like someone's gonna be like, they rigged
Oh,
it.
I don't want to participate. I want to help
I
out.
wanted to participate so bad.
I'm sorry, dude. Like, I just can't
Gonna
run
pay
that
someone to
risk.
participate on my behalf.
Yeah, like I mean, more power to you because whatever you got to do. But like, if 100 people join and the person that's part of the Paper Player podcast who's running the event and doing all that wins,
People get mad when like content creators open serialized cards. Could you imagine like a content creator winning their own event?
oh yeah, gathering all the funds from it.
Yeah.
And
No,
being
like, man,
yeah.
what there's serialized cards in this set, right?
Yeah, so
Yes.
that's going to be something that I think what I'll do is if you open up a serialized card, I'm going to give you a new pack. Like, you opened up a serialized card, here's another collector booster. You get to keep that, play with this one. Because there's the blowout of that.
It is a real feel bad
At
thing.
least
Yeah.
at least you have it on record now saying that, so you can have that. Say, I have it on record. It's on the podcast.
Yeah, like
That you get to keep your serialized pack and we give you a new one.
yeah, I just give you a new pack. And of 100 play.
In reality, there's going to be like one. If there is one, there will be
if
one.
that, I mean, like, and if I get blown out and I gotta like give 10 packs out, I think I'm okay with eating that cost. So, but yeah, so in the case that you do, like, I don't want the super feel bads where like, oh, my pack has a $600. I don't even know what's serialized in the set, Aurelia, whatever, or a $600.
None of the serialized stuff in the set is worth like that much, but
well, it's one of 250, so it's smaller amounts. So
oh, I guess.
And there's only like 7 cards that have it. Yeah, there's only 7 cards that can have it.
Is that what it is? Okay, I didn't know.
And it's only 250 of them, so they're really, really rare.
Yeah. So I've been reaching out to a lot of people. I've been reaching out to people that are like participating in the Pro Tour. They're like, yeah, if I scrub out, I'm definitely in, because I think people that are on the PT have a degenerate mindset.
Well, yeah, they're pro players.
Yeah, and some of the people are funny like that. So I've been basically cold calling everybody on Twitter, like, hey, are you interested in this event? Here's the details and so forth. And they're like, $40? How could you justify $40? And it's like, okay, well, never mind. Like, just like I'm not here to explain it to you, but it's like $40 is like the cost of the playmat. Essentially, I'm paying a little bit of juice on that person, because that person really only got Pink Bunny Games only got a booth because of this. Then they were like my in. So, thank you, shout out to Damien for helping me out with that. And we can talk more about that off stream and all that. But yeah, I'm basically, I assume all the risk for the playmats. He assumes all the risk for the packs. So if we end up with like 10 people in this event, like, yeah, it's a blowout and that sucks. I mean, that's whatever it is. I eat the cost of 90 some playmats, and he has 90 more packs that he can do stuff with in his store, right? So like that's how it's going to play out. So like ultimately, like, all I did was ask him to up his order by X amount of boxes, and we're hoping for us to have to scramble to get packs to build hype for it. And based on some of the results, and like, there's a lot of people at that convention, and me having a QR code that links you to a quick 1-minute TikTok video that shows you what this thing is, and then the logistics of it, so you can, essentially pay $40 to participate in an event where you can win 100 packs or however many there's going to be. I think is a pretty big boon, and like, Magic players are willing to go in a standard MC or whatever that thing is for $150 with a standard deck and lose and get nothing. So like, Magic players are okay with, I think $40 is a good threshold because of the cost of the pack.
And like,
yeah.
And you get a sick playmat.
How many times have you opened a collector booster and got like $1 worth of value out of it?
Exactly.
I've done that.
It's I like the idea of one individual, and then they will get a trophy with that, and it will be known as the 2024 World Champion Pack War or Pack War or whatever you want to call it, Pack World Champion, because I can't imagine there's any other Pack
So
War
this blows up, and then Barcelona or wherever what's the next one that's overseas? Amsterdam?
Yeah. I hope that I hope honestly, like, the coolest thing that would stem from this would be break the record, right? Like, try to break the record. And I like the idea of it, kind of keeping it independent, but there are some people that are like, I don't want to lose my $25 worth of Magic cards to some random person, because they just feel bad, and like, hey, this event's not for you, and that's fine. You have other things you could be doing, and there's all sorts of other stuff. There's a ton of stuff. There's panels and Commander and Sealed and whatever event. Like, that's the spot for you. But if you want to try to win 100+ packs or whatever the number is going to be, because we're not going to disclose the number until we have everybody in. So this, for all you guys know, this could be 300 people. I don't know, but because that's going to be the number one question that everybody's going to ask is how many people are signed up, and we're like, we'll disclose that at the start of the event. You in or you out. So, because kind of keep it a mystery, and then and we'll kind of have a gauge, because if you go to sign up for the event and a playmat is no longer available, that should give you a signal that we have met a threshold of over 107 people. So, yeah. All right.
Reminder that the less people there are, the better chance you have
Oh yeah,
to win.
yeah. You can win 30. I mean, if you're, and then here's the thing: the best part about it, we can run it right back. All the people that are like, man, I want to run this back. We can do that. We can do it with play boosters. We can do whatever. I'll just have that thing set up so you guys can just pack. People can just, if you want to get in a 40-man pack or a 20-man pack or whatever it may be, I'll run pack wars in that spot until people don't want to run pack wars anymore. But the unified or the actual winning the world record attempt, along with the 2024 Pack War Worlds, is happening independently through Paper Player. So, yeah.
Heck yeah, we're gonna do it, boys.
Man, you have no idea how.
Started excited to get kicked out.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, like I fully plan on like being banned, but like that's okay. Like that's I can live with that. Like if I'm not allowed to go to MC ever again, like, yeah, so be it. But
we have a random guest.
Yeah. Oy.
So we have rate the ability, right?
Yeah, we do.
Keyword.
What?
We'll go in there. So yeah, we'll go ranking every single keyword ever. Last week I didn't get time to do all my stuff this week, so apologies for the lack of cleanness. I don't know how you would say it, but this last week we did horsemanship, fading, kicker, split, and flashback, and then I think we hit it.
Pissed about fading, bro.
I know, dude, live with it. This week we have threshold, madness, morph, fear, and double strike, and
oh man,
there's kind of a theme with all these, and I really like kind of Magic's direction, and I might have said this last week, but first ability is oops, hold on, let me just redo this. Okay, there we go. That should work now. Threshold. It was introduced in Odyssey, and it was last used in Infinity, but Threshold, the text is, as long as there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, get a thing. So it's like a static ability. It's on a total of 86 cards. What is like the best Threshold card?
What's the land that draws 3 cards?
Cephalid, whatever.
Cephalid, yeah. Colosseum.
You don't think it's
That's
what was
one
the
of the
green
best.
creature?
Nimble Mongoose.
Yeah,
Mongoose.
It's like those 2 are the best.
Yeah.
There's like the ritual too, Cabal ritual.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
right.
that
The one
card's
that
good.
one adds 5. Yeah. Threshold is
Alright.
so. You'll see this
There's
theme.
3.
Yeah, so there's a theme kind of with this. This is when like Magic was finding its footing. This came out. I think Odyssey was, Odyssey block with Threshold, which had flashback, but it also had,
Last old border sets.
yeah, but this is like 2001. So this is like when Magic's finding its footing, right? It's almost in its 10-year mark where it's getting there before they move on to the new border. But the abilities have kind of changed from being like all about like plus or adding, where like Threshold is like, hey, you got to meet a certain condition, and then if you've met this condition, you get X thing. And I like that's where kind of some of that stems from. So Threshold is that. I'm trying to think what the best Threshold card is. What does the Mystic Enforcer do? Is that the 2/2 protection from creatures or protection from black? And then if you have Threshold, it's a 5/5 flyer. Let me just pull up Threshold as a whole.
Is that the Dredge guy?
No. I mean, Dredge is way in the future, but
I think the ritual is probably really good.
I think it is Cabal Ritual.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's probably
I
the
would
best
think
one.
that one's probably the best one.
No, Putrid Imp. Oh, that's what I was thinking of. Putrid Imp is like popular too.
The threshold on Putrid Imp never matters.
Agreed.
Nah.
The only reason you play Putrid Imp is because it has.
'Cause it has
But
the-
it can be a 2/2 flyer.
All right, so I'm pulling up like the best. Here's all the cards that have Threshold, and usually what I do is I end up doing this by release date. So like Mystic Enforcer, that's like the most popular one. I know this has been reprinted a lot of times. I didn't know this was whatever it was, but
You know what? There's no good cards in Nemesis. You can at least give Putrid Imp that it's an okay card
yeah,
with
I mean,
Threshold.
you got a land
Oh,
that
dude,
has
I
it.
love Putrid Imp is like really, really, really good because it's a single mana and it lets you win on turn 1.
Yeah, it's key. Well, it was once upon a time like a key to dredge. I don't even know if they play that anymore because Faithless Looting is just so much better. And it gets it started where you don't have to wait till you draw stuff to get it going, or whatever. Dude, look at this card right here. Thermal Blast, 5 mana instant, deal 3 damage to target creature. If you have Threshold, it deals 5 instead. Like, Jesus Christ, man! They made the way the cards looked back then, something else.
It's a C, bro.
Threshold?
Yep.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that's sick.
true.
Nut Collector, that's like newer, right? No, that's an old one too.
Mhm.
Werebear, okay, that's all right. Make a mana dork, so
It requires too
reason.
much setup.
yeah. I mean, this was like a legacy staple until what?
Oh,
Modern Horizons 1.
I'm just gonna say it's good and
Oh,
pre-modern.
Tarmogoyf.
No, because this
There's
got
a
played
Werebear
along.
deck.
This got played alongside Tarmogoyf. Like Canadian Threshold was.
Werebear?
No.
Oh,
I'm,
it's
I have,
like the
I've,
Mongoose.
yeah, Nimble Mongoose. Yeah.
I agree, by the way, JB.
What?
He said it's good and pre-modern.
Yeah, that's pretty
Oh,
cool.
duh.
I'm gonna have to strangle JB because if I have to hear fucking pre-modern one more time.
Dude, it's a real format.
I know.
It's
It's on
just,
MTG Top 8 even. Come on.
I know it's a capsule, and I get it. That's like saying like, well, Sarah Angel's the shit because it's good in 1994. It's like okay, like or 93, 94. It's like all right. I guess when there's only 300 cards or 400 cards to pick from, sure, yeah. All right.
You're telling me you wouldn't play Sarah Angel today in Sealed?
I mean, it's probably like
I would.
a B minus. 139. So Threshold. We good with C on that one?
Yes.
I don't have much
Yep.
argument for him. Yeah.
Sure.
All right, next one. Madness.
Oh man.
Also a C.
No, I like Madness. I guess like it's a C because it like requires a cost that's like not really like beneficial. to
Easily
you.
obtainable.
Yeah. It's also not attainable. This goes back to Putrid Imp. Putrid Imp and Madness go hand in hand.
Well, I mean, Madness is in a vintage deck, so
Mm-hmm.
because they've the Ruala, which is just AKA Vengevine, made this broken. I guess was Ruala played before that?
Yes.
How many,
Yep.
how many
There's, like,
Madness cards
8.
are there?
61.
61.
There's
okay.
like they
Says right there.
Yeah, I see it.
Madness was just like in Innistrad something.
Its last printing was Aftermath, so like with this year. Or well, sorry, 2023.
Yeah. I mean, Aftermath is a weird one, right? It's got this one. This actually, how much is this card worth? Yeah, it's okay. Never mind. I thought it was more than that. Card's booty. There's an entire
Maybe-
CDH deck based on that. Anji.
And by the way, for the listeners, Madness is an ability that is only triggered when you discard the card and you can pay its Madness cost, which normally is a reducted cost from its original cast.
Yeah. Is
Like or circular logic.
oh, damn! Did I not put that up? Well, we'll get
You
back
didn't.
to that.
That's
You
so
missed
funny.
so hard, bro.
I no, it's on there. It's just when I was updating in the back end. I'll prove it to you. Don't worry.
Circular logic.
Fiery Temper is like the last one that I remember seeing play.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, in Pioneer.
Yeah,
Dude, what are you talking about?
I'm listening.
Do you not watch vintage play?
We I'm sorry.
Did you miss that whole
Were
conversation?
were you throwing up? Are you sick? I
am.
said that like this has some merit because vintage, Vengevine plus Basking, both root wallas make it so it's any Madness that we can all agree on that has 0 is what pushes the ability beyond like
Yeah.
what it needs to be.
Well, yeah, because
Dude,
it
was
turns
Big
into
Game
a
Hunter
free
ever
spell.
good?
Say it again.
Big Game Hunter?
I
the
played
madness
at
that-
bars sometime.
It's the Madness card that kills a creature with 4 or more power.
All right. Yeah,
You don't know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about. It's played. It was in like Future Sight
Yeah.
or
That's an alright card,
right
right?
here.
All right, it doesn't help the argument that it should be C.
This was
If it's
played.
C.
He's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay.
Its
with this.
ability is okay. It's busted when the madness cost is 0, but any card having an ability that's 0 normally is good.
Yeah, I mean, madness where it really gets punished, right? It's because it has such a reduced cost. The front end of the card typically sucks. Like you get
Yep.
like circular logic, as JB would say, it's played in pre-modern. But
Well, if you're going to talk about that, then we're just going to talk about Basking Rootwaller because that's the
Yeah.
number one. The
Yeah.
card is really good in pre-modern.
all right, I'm good with C on this too. I'm not too like.
Yeah.
I like this era of Magic though, where like you have to start setting
I
up.
like madness.
Yeah, like-
I just like the thought of madness.
Don't
Like,
worry,
being
we're
like,
about to
"What?"
leave pre-modern era. I can't bring up pre-modern anymore.
Oh yeah, we're about to get to
Madness!
onslaught and then move on from there. All right. Next keyword ability is morph, which for those of you zoomers, morph was the precursor to megamorph, which was the precursor to manifest, which was the precursor to cloak and disguise. But yeah,
I mean,
Well,
you messed that
kinda.
up real bad, but
did I
okay.
is manifest megamorph? That's
or manifest is the precursor to cloak, and megamorph is the precursor to disguise.
Oh, I said the wrong. Yeah, my bad.
Because manifest and morph are like completely different. You can't just manifest. It's an ability that forces you to do it.
My bad. Like,
Get good, son.
yeah, I'm sorry. Oh,
And there were morph cards that weren't creatures, right?
Yes.
That's what I
There's a
thought.
land that has more. There's a couple lands that have morph,
yeah. Well, let's type it in. Let's see what we got here.
or at least one that was in future sight block, I think.
It's been utilized like multiple times. I hate Commander because I can't get like good, whatever. It's so stupid. All right, well, let's go back.
There's 153 morph cards and 31 mega morph cards.
See, a morph was introduced. Looks like an onslaught onslaught block. Yeah, and the idea is
Last used Commander 2019.
you play it for 3 mana to put something face down as a 2/2, and then you can pay its morph cost to flip it up. Yeah. What's the most popular? I mean, this one's played in Josh's cube, Whip Quarter.
Yep.
What's?
The Retachroma had morph.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that one did. That so when it got beyond like Onslaught, when it started moving on to Time Spiral block, that's when they brought it back the first time. There's this like Scornful Egotist, which is an 8 mana 1/1 that has morph. I forgot there's a reason for why this card exists. I don't remember why, but I think morph has run. I mean, obviously it's been upgraded to what we have now, and man, what's the best morph creature?
Chroma.
Den Protector.
That's the one.
That's
the one.
mega morph.
Yeah, well, that we're you can I guess.
Because I imagine you're gonna have us rank mega morph when we get to that, anyways.
Yeah, so I mean, like honestly, morph as a whole, like Zodiac Cavern.
If you
Chroma
would
Angel
ask,
of Wrath, man.
if you would have asked
Or no,
me
that's not
bef-
that one. Which one is it?
Ash Cloud
It's
Phoenix is probably the best one.
a Chroma Angel of Fury.
Ooh,
Is that
the red
that has
one?
morph?
all right,
Yes,
No,
it's the
there's-
red one.
I'm thinking of the white one from way back when.
Exalted Angel.
That's just a.
Exalted Angel, that's it.
Yeah, there you go.
If you would have asked me about morph like 2 months ago, before we like really knew anything about murders at Karloff Manor, I would have probably put it at a B. But this ability is a D.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's real bad.
It's so bad now.
It's so. I
Like,
mean, yeah.
why
it's-
would I want a 2/2 colorless when I can have a 2/2 colorless with Ward 2?
Yeah.
Scornful Egotist was made because Scourge had a converted mana cost matters theme. And
Gotcha.
there was like a red card, Torrent of Fire, which does damage equal to cards converted mana cost.
They cheated in play. All right. Yeah, the bangers for morph. The last time it was played around, I don't. All these cards kind of suck, dude.
Yup.
Yeah, it's time has come. I
So
mean,
that one angel, that Exalted Angel, that one's really good.
yeah, that was like the kind of the. Also, Gathan Raiders. If you played that in Time Spiral, limited, this card's like a complete blowout. Like a lot of the time, you can just blow people the hell out. Because yeah, the only upside to morph was it probably played better, much better. It plays better as a limited mechanic, especially when everything's
Yes.
got morph. So there's a lot of confusion, and you can kind of trap your opponent and like, well, if I attack with this, you have to have a clear understanding of the format to be good at sets that have morph. Because you have to be like, he's got this much open mana. What could it be? And so you don't walk into things that blow you out. But again, I don't know. Just the Magic is past its ability, and it's like it's not a bad one because it's just like you play. Well, it kind of is a bad one because if the creatures don't, a lot of the creatures just don't have they don't have an ETB with it. It's like you have to megamorph it, so you always have to invest 3 and then some.
And like that's why Wizards gave Morph Ward 2, because 3 mana for a 2/2 is just such a terrible payoff compared to cards nowadays.
Doesn't the set have shock in it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so you just can't have a shock along. So it's like having Disfigure or whatever.
But there's a 2 mana black uncommon that can't be countered that destroys a creature with converted mana cost 3 or less.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people played it wrong this weekend where they're just like, "Oh, you can't. No, you didn't pay the ward."
Dude, I tried to blow someone out like that. Like it's got ward, and they're like, it can't be countered. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. I had someone try to do that to me too.
Yeah, check this out. Dunce.
Also, just want to point this out because I heard this a lot at the pre-release. There's a card that says it can't be blocked by creatures with no names. Tokens have names. Their names are their creature types. Like Goblin token is a goblin. That's its name.
Yeah,
when it says no named cards, it means disguised or cloaked creatures because they don't have names. Same thing with Megamorph and Morph.
Well, I mean, that's why Maelstrom Pulse works on killing
Tokens, yes.
a bunch of tokens.
You don't say. You don't remember Maelstrom pulsing like a Siege Gang tokens or whatever? Dude, I want Siege Gang to be back. I like that card.
With the Siege Gang, I have so many different versions of that card.
That card rules. All right,
I love Siege Gang.
No, I didn't get into. So we'll have to do this the hard way because I ran out of time. So let's pull up.
Yeah, we're missing one ability route.
Oh, we got 2 more to go. Which the next one is. Let's see if I can find it quickly. It's Fear.
I feel like what replaced Fear later on?
Intimidate.
Yeah, that's right.
So Fear that came out also. It existed in Alpha because there are cards that said can't be blocked other than black creatures, but
or artifacts.
Yeah, there you go. It's artifact or black creatures, specifically black creatures. Then it was keyworded in Onslaught.
That got changed or whatever. It got woked out of the game.
Fear
so
did?
to speak.
Oh.
Yeah, by Intimidate.
Yeah.
I mean, it was moved out of the game. That naming was moved out of the game with political.
I didn't know that. I thought they just replaced it because new players were confused all the time by Fear because
there was also it was also allegedly distasteful.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember ever hearing anything about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Or that's why they moved it into Intimidate.
Yeah. So essentially, all it is just a form of invasion. There's white cards that have Fear for some reason, and there's red cards, but it's predominantly on black cards and artifacts. It was confusing. So they went into Intimidate, and they scrapped Intimidate 2 into becoming Menace because players were just like, I'm confused. I don't know how this works. But Fear, when an aura gives something Fear, and you're attacking with a green creature that has Fear, and they're like, I want to block with my green creature. It's you can't because it's only black and
artifact.
Yeah, so it's just I don't know.
Or colorless, I think is actually the correct term.
I think the last time it was used, but apparently it was in the Brothers War Commander deck, which is really weird. Didn't know that.
It was a reprint, probably.
Usually when it's when they say last used, it means it usually means card. I remember Shriekmaw had it. Lorwyn. It went all the way up to Lorwyn. Yep. And Shriekmaw was actually a good card back then.
Evoke for 3, destroy target non-black, non-artifact creature.
Yeah, it was evoke. Yeah, I think it's evoke 1 in a black. I think Muldrifter
was it 2?
Yeah, it was 2.
Yeah, because Muldrifter was 3.
Yeah, it was terror plus. Yeah, I don't know, man. This one, I like that. I like the
Not good.
it's
Specifically fear. I mean, I feel like it's between it's got to be a C.
Worse
No.
than that. It's a D.
No, I think it's a C.
Bad.
It's better than everything that's on the D
is
tier.
it better or worse than Intimidate?
Worse or better? Because
Yeah.
Intimidate
It's color matching.
relies on the where fear is like you put a green creature with fear, it can't be blocked by black creatures,
Yeah.
or it can only be blocked by black creatures. Sorry.
So
Are there
there's-
any fear cards that aren't just not black creatures?
Yeah.
I thought
yeah,
they're all
yeah.
black.
No, there's some
No,
that are white.
There's red and white ones.
It's super confusing. That's why it's like they got away from it because it's not. It's just confusing for like
Intuitive.
new players. It's just like why can't
not
I?
thematic to the color of the creature it's on.
Yeah. So it's really just confusing, but it's kind of it's a relic for sure. All right, I'll take this as like I mean C because I think it's better than Intimidate. But they both could just be D's too, and then like we just rank them when we get to the D's.
Yep.
Sure.
Okay. Last one is Double Strike. It's like First Strike, but you get it 2 times. And that
What did we
appeared.
put first strike at?
Well, First Strike was
A?
An A, right?
No, that was. First Strike was C.
Oh,
I would
What?
give-
Yeah.
I would give double strike maybe an A, just because like
A.
any card with double strike is like good.
scary.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard to kill.
Yeah. So it initially
And
appeared
it's like
in Legions.
represents an like super fast threat,
Yeah.
depending on what your opponent's
What
playing.
set did double strike come out in?
Legions. It was the set that was all
Oh.
creatures.
I was just trying to-
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Let's put this fucking effect that's super good against creatures in this all creature deck.
Well, I mean, I'm
format.
gonna Oracle Double Strike and see what actually exists with Double Strike. Like it's clearly better than First Strike. The downside
Really
is I don't.
printed to this day. There was the white uncommon that had ninjutsu and double strike, and the new Kamigawa set. That card was busted and limited.
Why can't I get? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, Rafik gives Double Strike. They
Embercleave ruined a
Ooh.
format.
Yeah, fair enough. That's actually really good. Turns out when you give things Double Strike,
And trample.
yeah,
It's gonna ruin
for
stuff.
2 mana. Yeah, that card is completely. Yeah, that was pretty good. Everything else I'm looking is like, right now. I'm on Scryfall looking at Double Strike. Mirrodin Crusader had it. I remember that card being like
Yep.
played. Flying Crane technique gives all your creatures Double Strike, which is pretty insane and limited. But oh yeah, the Ajani Caller of the Pride giving something flying and Double Strike. That's like how a lot of those in that era versus the mono black era, when Theros was like popular. Definitely dominated that world too. Yeah, Rafik had it. I don't know if you guys ever played it. I loved like is it Marisi's Twin Claws? It was like when I was like first getting into Magic. It was like a Naya card that was like a 2/4 with Double Strike. This card's incredible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Card's a house, bro.
I love all these. I don't know, but it's used pretty sparingly. But I think because it's on Embercleave and that, like, no joke, it legit ruined the format.
It's used sparingly because could you imagine if a lot of things had double strike? They'd be awful.
Well,
Right.
they keep printing stuff with Double Strike. It's always like a 3 mana, like they always do like a 3 mana 1/1, or it's like a 1/1 that has condition. Like they never they don't really put Double Strike on creatures that have like that are 5/5s.
The
What
Neon
about, like-
Dynasty one, I think, was a 3/2.
You guys are forgetting about the best freaking god, dinosaur.
This is Dinosaur God.
Zatalpa.
He gives wing and flap and dapping. How are you doing? 1-800 flap.
Yeah.
Yeah, the card they
Double
just like. Is someone at Wizards who makes the decks every year is obviously memeing, and just every single time they're like, "Hey, this has white in it. Put them in there." Like, every single fucking time that card is printed so goddamn much.
Into the ground.
Yeah, and everybody's first cut is that goddamn card. Yeah, Zapalta, Primal Dawn. Yeah, okay.
That's
I
the
play
white
that-
like 10 drop, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
white 6 for
I-
flying, double strike, vigilance, trample, indestructible 4/8.
I play it in dinosaurs.
That's like a
Well,
meme
duh.
now. Like here, this card. Let's see how many printings it has. I don't know if you guys can see my screen, but 4, 8,
million.
12.
It dies to Path of Exile.
Yeah,
So.
it's got 12 printings, and it's been out since, I guess, was it from the original Ikoria? No, it's from Rivals. Originally from a Rivals, and it's basically hit every single commander deck since. It's like, you know what?
Why?
I don't know. No one knows.
It's a fan favorite.
Now it's just a meme. But yeah. All right, double strike. What is it? B?
A.
A.
I think Everclave does put it into an A. God damn.
And Rafiq was ruining stuff in Standard too when he was around.
Yeah, it was great.
But back when people truly thought FNM was like, this is back when like people had homebrews. Like, if you were to like take the mindset of not, I mean, that would be a question to ask you guys. If you were to take the mindset of like players today and go back in time to 2009, would certain cards be good?
Yes, because I think if you took someone from now and took them back to like when we all started playing FNM, I don't think they'd be able to handle an FNM.
Uh-huh.
All
The
right.
kind of people who would show up to an FNM.
I just don't think they'd be able to handle a lot of the decks that would show up because like you have your top decks and like you can build decks to like beat certain decks. So like if you go to FNM and so like Mono Red's ruining the format, if you have a bunch of people that build to beat that deck, you're gonna have a terrible time at FNM. And that's what used to happen a lot of the time back in the days. You'd have one person show with Jun, so everyone's like, all right, got to beat Jun next weekend. I'm gonna play Oros fetches, or I'm gonna play
Yeah.
elves, you know, and then those players have a terrible time.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think FNM was more enjoyable back then.
I know it was.
Yeah.
'Cause you'd see people play elves and be like, I have to put Nissa in here, even though Nissa was just atrocious. Like it was like,
I don't
to
know.
get Nissa's chosen.
yeah, that
dude.
card sucked. And even then, like people were like, what are we doing? They all cut him. Like they're like, we're not gonna play Nissa because this card doesn't. It's an Elves Planeswalker that sucks. And then you have to play copies of Nissa's Chosen, a 2-minute
2/3 for
that
2.
then shuffles back or goes to the bottom of your library when it dies. What a shitty card. Nissa's.
I mean, I remember a very specific story of like mine and Tony's like first or second FNM of a guy raging after Tony beat him. And he was just like swearing up a storm, and then he stomped out of the thing and slammed the door behind him. Like legit, I thought it was gonna break the glass.
Yeah.
It was wild. That was like FNMs back then. That's why I'm saying like I don't know if you want to go back to those times.
I
You remember?
Yeah.
There were some hard grinders who did some real dumb things at FNM.
Do you remember Antonio's friend RJ?
If I saw his face, I would.
Anyways, he played a 4 archive trap deck, and there was one FNM after like weeks of playing it where he had the opening hand 4. His opponent goes fetch. He lets his opponent resolve the search, goes archive, archive, archive. His opponent picks up his own deck, throws it at the wall, and walked out of the store.
I think 2000.
It's gonna happen, man. Like that's just how statistics work, but like it's not worth getting upset about.
So maybe
I don't know. Back then, there were a lot more people who got mad like that very openly.
I guess doing good at Magic was more profitable back then.
Didn't have people recording on cell phone and putting you up
Also.
on TikTok if you
Oh,
did that.
yeah.
If you did that.
2010 FNMs were like Smash Bros tournaments of today.
Dude, yeah, it was like the Wild West, man. People cheating up a store and saying some crazy shit.
Oh,
God.
dude, I mean,
That's all I'm saying. Is like just remember.
I still loved it.
there is.
FNM was savage.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take that FNM all day over like a Commander FNM. Like I don't care what anybody
Oh,
says.
100%.
Like, Commander FNMs are just lame. Like,
They're not even lame, dude.
what's your deck's power level? It's like, you know what? I'm leaving. I'm going home. I'm
Is
gonna
it
go-
a precon,
I'm
a
going-
7, or CEDH?
I'm going to get ice cream. I'm out of here. Like, if you want to make me rage quit, just ask me what my power level is. I'm just like, what's your modern deck? What power level is it? I don't know. Just you're gonna lose.
Gonna lose.
It doesn't matter what it is. You're gonna lose. Sit down, kid. Let me show you a real FNM. There was this. This is a little bit of a tangent. There was a store, that was I think I might have sent you guys in the group chat that was doing like a LAN party recently. LAN party for Halo.
Yes, for Halo 2, I think it was.
Yeah, and I was like, man, what a time capsule that is. Like,
Oh, I would love to go to that, dude.
yeah, and it was just like it was from like 4 to close or whatever. I was like, that's pretty cool. It's actually really close. It's off of Highway 100. It's on the way to.
Problem is I couldn't eat Doritos and drink Mountain Dew anymore. It'd have to be like
Didn't feel like
Yeah.
garbage.
low
by the
sodium
end of the night.
chips and like caffeine-free Mountain Dew. Fucking
Yeah.
Last thing I want to talk about. Yeah, they fucked up, man. Turns out when you fire 1,100 people, your quality control just keeps going down. On the
Even when there was like what, one quality control employee beforehand they fired
Yeah.
him.
you're like,
I
get him
missed
out
that,
of here.
though. Such big letters, dude. It's not like sorcery was hidden in the corner.
Nah. So they printed in a secret layer circular logic, and it's claimed to be a sorcery on there, which obviously doesn't work with counter spells. But I mean, I guess you could sorcery speed madness it, because that's how madness works. It supersedes the timing of the ability.
Yep.
Yeah, I like. I don't
Dude,
know.
Cool looking card.
I want this card.
Everybody wants this card because it's the meme, right?
And
Ooh,
there's
maybe
a
this was
higher
the
chance, and this is there's a higher chance that this is printed already because it's like a set
already
amount
announced.
instead of print to demand.
They already announced that it's gonna be printed that way.
Yeah, it's
Well, that's
Okay.
what I was about to say. Is like because
And
it's
that's
all
why
print.
it's $5 off. It's $5 off.
It's all
too.
print to demand now. So like,
It's
this is
not
a
print
test
to
to
demand
see.
anymore.
no, it's
or
it's,
not.
it's-
No, sorry. This is all pre-print.
yeah,
Yeah.
So this is a test to see how much they can get away with screwing up before people are like, "Hey, give me a discount, or we'll stop buying it."
Yeah, I think Tinfoil
The
had-
screwing
up a
I think-
magic
I think it was-
card
I think it
on
was
purpose.
Yeah, I think it was on purpose. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the secret layer. There's one card that's desirable. The other 4 is legit bulk. It's scheming
There's
symmetry.
2.
What's I don't
What?
know. Yeah, scheming symmetry.
Isn't Price of Progress and Eternal Witness in this?
Yeah, but they're like, dude, those are both.
They're like $1.
They've also had F&M promos, full
Oh,
arts. Like there's so many different versions of like Eternal Witness and Price of Progress. I maybe what is that card worth? 50 cents?
It's like
Like,
a $3 card.
Yeah, it's like a $3 card.
What? Didn't
Yeah.
that just get printed again?
Last time I think was
Eternal Masters.
Eternal Masters or
Alright,
Double
maybe,
Master. One
maybe
of
I'm
the two.
just wrong. I thought that card was like.
It could be on the downswing because Burn is like absolutely atrocious in Legacy, but
Oh, it's yeah. I mean, when
it's
don't
actually
think that
like
was
a
ever
game
affecting the
finisher
price.
in EDH, man.
It's
Yeah.
a commander closer.
just blowing people out with Price of Progress.
Oh, dude, I love it. Every red deck I have plays in Legacy or
Oh, yeah,
EDH.
yeah, it's $4. Good call. I did not know
Dude,
that.
those Slime Against Humanities are like $3 and it's a common.
Yeah. Alright, Price of Progress. The Exodus version, obviously the best version.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess okay. Okay, that's fair. So you have Price of Progress, Eternal Witness. That card is legit. Has like I don't
And-
know, 1,000 copies.
Just for JB's sake, Price of Progress is a 4 of in multiple pre-modern decks.
Yep.
Yeezer.
Yeah, it's good in Burn.
And it's in Goblins, I do believe.
Yeah, maybe in the sideboard.
So yeah, Eternal Witness has 24 printings. You can get old border versions. You can get F&M foil versions. You can get a secret layer, which is the ink one version. You get a full art version from Double Masters. You can get the 2004 like old border. Hey, like this is the year that we're celebrating Magic 30 version. And now that like what just chill. Can we just chill?
Are any of them under $1?
They're all one exactly. We have one Midnight Hunt Commander one's 98.6 but I mean,
Okay.
like
Because
all
that
about-
card, for how much it's printed, being at $1 is kind of nuts. That
It-
card should be like 10 cents.
it's like an auto include in like every. I mean, I put it in all my green EDHs. It's,
Oh, same.
I know it's not.
Well,
good,
I
but
put
do
the Eternalized one normally, but
it. Eternalize one.
so
Oh, the
it's
4
one
mana
more
one?
mana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you can't learn combo with that. What's wrong with you?
That's
Yeah.
fair. I don't play Alluring though.
Well, my deck's about a 7, so yeah. So
Mine's
it-
CEDH.
yeah. So all right. Yeah, they screwed that up. The secret layers this time around. I don't know if you guys looked at them as a
They're
whole. They just I don't know. Maybe I'm over secret layers. Like
I'm gonna be honest. I'm okay with them being trash because that's less like necessity of like secret layers you have to get. Now it's niche things for niche people, which is fine.
Yeah.
I don't need to like try to get a Mox Opal every week because a secret layer comes out with one, or a Wasteland, or all these other desirable cards.
Yep. I mean, the whole idea of secret layers, and they should keep it this way. The downside is when they want to make like serious money, they're like, here's a Sephiroth secret layer, and it's an exclusive card that will print 7 months from now that has a heinous looking version of it.
Yep.
It should just be skins for cards, right? You're just paying for skins.
Agreed.
That's all it is. Like there should be, and it's a good design to be like, here's a cheap version of that card, but they also are like, we can't just print bulk because whatever. So they have to like.
What did you think they did for this one?
For the chase card, it was Scheming Symmetry. That card's
How much is the card normally?
Probably 25 now.
$9.
Really?
It's up there. Yeah, people.
Okay.
People.
I guess, and we don't know what the extra card is either.
Yeah, that's always there. But I mean, these cards are hard to read. But
It's
whatever.
Force of Will, dude. That'd be insane.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I'm gonna look up schemes.
Or it's just a regular circle of loyalty.
Yeah.
Or logic, circular logic.
Scheming.
It's $6.
Oh, my bad. I thought it was way higher than that. There's a reason. There's a reason why this card's played. It's I forget why it was.
What does Scheming Symmetry do again?
You and target
It's
players get a
Oh.
Vanitutor.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's
You play it in Mildex.
you play in everything, and you just go like, "Hey, opposition agent, I get to search for you now." Like
Yep.
you take their stuff. Yeah, it's yeah. All right. Well, that's all we got. We got what 2 more weeks until 3 more weeks this weekend, next weekend. So we're about
3 more weekends.
Yeah. Well, it's the 24th, so 14 days away. Or like 17 days out.
It's the 7th right now, man.
I know. I'm fucked up. So
There's 17 days, so less than 3 weeks.
2.5 weeks. We'll call it. Yeah. All right, 2.5 weeks before you can get a chance to be in the world's largest pack war. And with that, Josh, get us the fuck out of here.
I swear to God.
I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Go lately, so Naruto is just Ninetales fan fiction, and it's Wednesday, my dude.
What?
It is true. Fanfiction's cool. All right. Let me get off stream so I can tell you some more details. Bon voyage. Thanks for everybody for watching. Yeah. Come be a part of a world record. Bye-bye.